Hello and welcome to those who seek more musical knowledge. This is lesson 1 of the Music Fundamentals series. Like and subscribe to keep in the know of when more lessons come out. Musical notes, the building blocks of the musical language, essentially. Much like the letters are the building blocks for the language of spoken and written word. There's a letter, a specific sound frequency, and a written musical notation for every note in the musical language. So the piano is a very straightforward visual and audible representation of musical notes, so I'll be using that to teach you from. So just a quick kind of explanation of the layout. It starts out here on the left side with lower pitch notes, working right towards higher pitch notes. There's white keys and black keys, and a repeating pattern of groups of 3 and 2 black keys, all the way up, as you can see. A full-size keyboard is 88 keys. Unfortunately, I'm working here with this 61 key, but a full size is 88 key. We'll get into what that means later. There are smaller sizes. That is not relevant to what we're learning today. We are here to talk about the notes or sounds of the musical language. Now, 88 notes seems like a lot to learn, and to be completely honest, we do have a lot to learn, but this part can be simplified. These 88 keys are actually just a repeating pattern of the same 12 notes over and over again. So let's break those down. Middle C, let's start here. Regardless of what size of piano or keyboard you have, it will have middle C. It's not necessarily smack in the middle, but it will be generally in the center of the keyboard. The reason it's called middle C is because of how it's written in musical notation, which we'll go over in future lessons. The white keys. Let's just focus on the white keys for now. The black keys are more complex, and I'll get into them at the end of this video. In the Western musical language, the first 7 letters of the alphabet are used to name the white keys. If you're starting on middle C, C, D, E, F, G, A, and B. This letter sequence repeats itself across the length of the keyboard. So if we play middle C and walk up the white keys all the way to B, the next note we hit will be a C again, but this one's higher pitched than middle C. If I were to step down the same amount of white notes, I would again hit another C, but this one would be lower in pitch. These are called octaves. The symbol for it is this. In a full-size 88 keyboard, there are 7 octaves. In this one, we have 5 octaves. And remember the groups of black keys in a repeating pattern of 3 and 2? You'll notice that the white keys directly to the left of the groups of 2 will always be C, each an octave apart. You'll start to be able to quickly distinguish each note in this way before you know it. For example, if this is C, we know that the next key up is D. And if we count 8 keys up, including the D we're on, we'll end up on another D, 1 octave higher in pitch, and as you'll see, they both lie in the middle of the groups of 2 black keys. Now, backtracking just a bit, since we've been focusing on the white keys and walking up from one C to the next, I gotta mention the C major scale. Scales will be a topic in later lessons, but I wanted to at least introduce you to one in this first lesson. The C major scale, set in the key of C major, which you'll understand more thoroughly what that means later. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. That's the C major scale. The key of C is one of the most common keys to write music in Western music styles. It sits well in most people's vocal ranges. It also has some of the more simple chord progressions and scales, so a variety of musical skill levels can more easily write songs within it. Popular songs like Let It Be by the Beatles, Thriller by Michael Jackson, Time After Time, Cyndi Lauper, all these are in the key of C, and there's a whole lot more. But yeah, C major scale. I had to mention it because we're learning it. We just learned it. Boop, 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 boop. There you go, C major scale. All right, lastly, let's go over the black keys. Looking again at the C major scale, this sequence of notes sound rather pleasant together. The way they line up feels good on the ear. However, in between these notes, there's an infinite amount of sound frequencies, and we wanted more notes to play with than just 7. So, through math and human preference, the sounds of the black keys were added to the musical alphabet to place in between the sounds of the white keys. Remember earlier we talked about the 12 notes and the musical alphabet? Well, here it is in full. This scale also has a name. It's called the chromatic scale. You hit all the white and black keys in this scale, not missing a single one. But what are the names of these black keys? To be honest, the answer is a bit nuanced, but I wanted to leave you with the basics to mull over until next time. The black keys are called sharps and flats, usually. And here's the symbols for those, sharps and flats. Imagine taking the pitch of a note and sharpening it in tone or flattening it. It's a way to have more sounds to play with. A silly little trick that helped me remember as a kid was that if you were to sit on something sharp, you would jump up. And if your car's tire was to flatten, it would get lower to the ground. So if you wanted to sharpen the sound of C, then instead play the black key directly above it. That's C sharp. Similarly, if you were wanting to flatten the sound of the D note, then play the black key directly below it. That's D flat. Yes, one black key can be more than one thing. We'll get into that later, a different video. So our full musical alphabet, 12 notes, is this. C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, B. Similarly, and don't let this confuse you, don't overthink it, it can also be written like this. C, D flat, D, E flat, E, F, G flat, G, A flat, A, B flat, and B. Now, I'm sure you're already wondering about some things like, why not have black keys in between every white key? Why is there no C flat or B sharp? And that's a story for another time. So tune in again. Thanks so much for hanging out. I hope I could help clear a few things up. Learning music is a lifelong journey, and I'm far from my apex, but I want to share what I do know to help others in their creative journeys. So remember to like, subscribe, sign up for notifications. I'll be doing more musical content, amongst other things. I'll catch you later.